I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 596, Part 2. Questioner. Is an intellectual understanding of the truth necessary? Maharshi, yes. Otherwise, why does not the person realize God or the self at once? That is, as soon as he is told that God is all or the self is all. That shows some wavering on his part. He must argue with himself and gradually convince himself of the truth before his faith becomes firm. The questioner asks if an intellectual understanding of the truth is necessary, implying a curiosity about whether reasoning plays a role in realizing the self or God. Sri Ramana Maharshi responds affirmatively, highlighting the practical need for understanding as a part of the process. He points out that if understanding were unnecessary, people would immediately realize the self upon hearing that God is all, or the self is all. The fact that their realization does not happen instantly reveals a deeper issue: the mind's habitual tendencies and its wavering nature. Ramana explains that intellectual reasoning serves as a tool to address this wavering. It allows you to engage with doubts, question false assumptions, and ultimately reinforce your faith in the truth. Without this process of reasoning and inquiry, the mind remains caught in its old patterns, unable to grasp what is being pointed out. By arguing with yourself, essentially using reason to challenge your attachment to the ego and the external world, you begin to weaken the grip of these attachments and prepare the ground for direct experience. You gain conviction of the self. The Maharshi's words also emphasize the difference between mere belief and firm faith. Belief may be superficial, based on acceptance without deeper conviction. Firm faith, on the other hand, arises when the mind fully aligns with the understanding that the self is the only reality. This alignment transforms intellectual understanding into a living truth. Conviction paves the way for direct realization. Ramana is not suggesting that intellectual understanding is the ultimate goal. Instead, he frames it as a necessary step for most people, especially when the mind is restless or doubtful. True realization transcends the intellect and happens when the ego dissolves, leaving only the pure awareness of the self. However, Until that moment, reasoning can help stabilize the mind and point it inward. In essence, Ramana Maharshi reminds you that the journey to realizing the self often begins with understanding and questioning. By persistently reflecting on the teachings, your mind becomes steadier, and the truth reveals itself naturally when the time is ripe. This process honors the interplay between thought and silence, using the former to eventually lead you to the latter, using thought to lead you to silence. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. In 40 Verses on Reality, Ramana Maharshi explains the nature of the self, the ultimate reality, and self-inquiry. My new book, with my comments and inquiry questions, opens these teachings up and brings them into your practice and experience. Available now from Amazon. Link in the video description. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.